Hello, my name is Lee Caiger and I'm a member of the faculty from Chester Medical School. Within this video, I will be providing an overview of the UMeP system. The ePortfolio system is a digital tool for medical students to record a collection of evidence that can be linked to curriculum and learning outcomes to demonstrate their learning achievements and development. The portfolio supports you to keep a comprehensive record of evidence in one place, documenting progress and development, while also providing opportunities to save linked evidence to learning outcomes and curriculum. It also supports a streamlined approach to feedback and assessment. For practice educators who are familiar with ePortfolios, the UMeP system is very, very similar. Once you've completed training on software through the University of Chester and the Chester Medical School, you will receive an individual login, which you will utilise to access the system. This will be sent via email to your work email address. You will then be able to access the UMeP system via the login page at www.nhseportfolios.org. If you already have a login for the system, access to the CMS pages will be linked to your existing account. Within your homepage, you'll be able to access a range of information. Firstly, you'll be able to access accounts for all learners you have been linked to. Practice educators are linked to learners by our CMS team for the duration of their practice learning experience. You will only be able to see portfolios for those learners you've been linked to. It's via this link you'll be able to access their portfolio to complete documentation and complete assessments. In addition, on the homepage you will receive updates and notifications of any outstanding actions, such as completion of specific assessments requested by the learner via the ticket system, which we'll be covering later in this video. The profile section of your ePortfolio is accessed via the toolbar at the top of the homepage as pictured here. In the personal details section of the ePortfolio, you can link email accounts to your ePortfolio, add a profile image, change your login details, or update your communication preferences. The personal details element of your profile enables you to add additional email accounts to your ePortfolio. This can be useful if you want to receive notifications to multiple accounts. You can add additional email addresses by selecting Add Email, as seen in the image here. You can also, if you choose to, add a picture to your portfolio. This profile picture will be included in all correspondence you have with learners in practice regarding the completion of forms, etc. Furthermore, within this element of the UMeP system, if you wish to, you can also change your username or password at any point to something more memorable than the automatically generated username or password that you will receive. You can do this by using the login details section of your profile. You can also make amendments to your communication preferences via the use of the communications preference page. This includes how you'll receive notifications and how you subscribe to your activity on your activity feeds. Finally, another really useful tool built in the system is the link to YouTube. This can be found on the bottom of all pages within the system. This YouTube link contains a bank of short videos all around a minute in length, serving as a how-to guide for a range of functions within the UMeP system. As previously discussed, you can access your assigned learner's portfolio via your homepage by clicking View on the relevant learner. This will navigate you to the learner's ePortfolio. Similar to the Educator view, learners have access to notifications regarding any activity on their account on this homepage. For example, the completion of assessments or documentation. The toolbar across the top, highlighted here, supports easy navigation of the portfolio, which I will provide a brief overview of as part of this video. Further exploration of all these elements of the system will be provided as part of a more formal UMeP training. A really useful tool for learners, and one we're working very hard to signpost them to continuously within the system, is their personal library section of their ePortfolio, which is accessed via the toolbar at the top of the page, and they click Profile. Then learners can access their personal library via the drop-down menu as pictured here. In this section, learners can upload a wide range of information, including images, photos and documents such as thank you cards they've received from a patient or a service user or relative, information on conference attendance or CPD opportunities or useful digital reference resources. These documents can be digitally linked to learning outcomes as evidence to support assessment within ePortfolios. Within the system, learners have the ability to record their learning opportunities. This is completed via the Forms element of UMeP, as pictured here. The Forms section allows learners to log evidence of practical procedures and skills, for example, logging completion of observations, venipuncture catheterization, etc. To access forms, they select the green Create Forms button on the homepage. From there, they will receive this pop-up with a drop-down menu, but they'll be able to select the appropriate form they want to complete based on the procedure type. They will complete the relevant fields of that form and select Save. This will then be viewable by their practice educator. Additionally, within the Forms tab, evidence of supervised learning events can be completed. These specific forms can be accessed via the SLE link as pictured here. These assessments are completed by the tutor working alongside the learner. So for example, records of patient/student encounters which are required to be completed as part of the learner's practice learning experience. The relevant form should be completed and saved. The reflective practice section is located on the toolbar of the homepage. This section enables learners to document evidence of reflective practice. Once saved, these are viewable by you, the practice educator. Again, to create a reflective practice document, learners are required to select the reflective practice on the toolbar on the home page. On the drop-down menu, they then select the appropriate form relating to the type of reflective activity being completed. So this may be a reflection, audit, or evidence of a publication. Once they've completed the relevant fields, they select Save. The Additional Achievement section is again located on the toolbar of the home page. This section enables learners to document and upload additional evidence, such as proof of attendance of events or training or CPD certificates. Once uploaded and saved, again these are viewable by their practice educator. Learners can upload this documentation by selecting Additional Achievements on the toolbar of the home page, selecting Certificate/Exams and Add New Certificate. completing the relevant form and uploading a copy of that certificate for evidence. They will then need to select Save to complete the process. Another useful tool within the system is that the learner's account for e-learning for health can be linked directly to UMeP, which they have done in university. This means that all the completed e-learning for health modules and courses which are mandatory are directly logged within this practice learning document and will be accessible to view by practice educators. Throughout the course, educators and clinicians will be asked to assess learners and rate their performance on various activities and procedures. The assessment forms are accessed by selecting curriculum from the toolbar on the homepage. On the drop-down menu, learners are required to select the element of the curriculum being assessed, be that clinical skills or procedures, for example. This will enable them to navigate to the specific skill they wish to link evidence to and be assessed against. Once they have navigated to that specific section and that particular skill, procedure or element, they have the ability to click the rate button as pictured here. Once rate has been selected by the learners, they will be provided with three options, these being rate, rate as another user, and ticket. The rate option enables learners to self-evaluate their progress on a specific element of the curriculum. They can add further comments about their rating relating to their self-assessment. Now, while self-evaluation is really important and a good example of reflective practice, ratings will also be required from practice educators. Self-evaluation alone is not evidence of satisfactory completion. Within the Rate as Another User option, this allows any assessor or supervisor who is working with that learner in person to input their details then and there without the need for them to log into their own ePortfolio profile to complete this ratings. So how they would do this, they would complete their rating, make their comments, add their username and password for UMeP at the bottom as pictured here, and that would automatically link that person's signature to that particular learning outcome or procedure, for example. The third option, being the ticket option, enables learners to create a ticket. So, for example, if they are not working directly with that person at the time this is being completed. So learners will be able to create that ticket, which is sent directly to a practice educator via email. For security purposes, the ticket gives the assessor or supervisor a 10-digit code that allows them to access the specific element of the portfolios that's required to be completed and complete that assessment rating. It's really important to know, and it's a key message for our learners as well, is that the system automatically sends individuals reminders every 6 days regarding any outstanding tickets until it's been completed. So this concludes a very brief overview of the UMeP system. Moving forward, you will be supported via opportunities for training and access to support colleagues at Chester Medical School to support you to feel confident in utilising this system, details of which will be made available to you. Many thanks for listening.